This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
BooBaes.
Hello, hello, hello.
And hi, and hi, and hi.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I hope this one doesn't suck as much.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't give us any surprises that we hate.
Yes.
But I guess we're going to have to ride it out. Figure it out.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Wait and see.
We're also
knock on some wood.
watch something like major happen on January 2nd. This comes out January 3rd.
Don't do it.
Knocking on
Don't
some
jinx
wood.
us.
Because we're recording this before the new year.
But it will come out the week of the new year for y'all.
That's right.
But thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you had some fun. Party times, New Year vibes.
Yeah, party times, no murders, like in our New Year's movie that we're going to cover for y'all. By the way, we are BooBaes.
We are the BooBaes.
And we are your host. I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Joshua.
And we're here to talk to you about some midnight murders.
Yeah, more specifically, Midnight Kiss.
Dun,
Dun, dun, dun.
2019.
Yes, a release by Hulu original. What-ish.
How did Hulu know that 2020 was going to be the fucking shittiest year?
Honestly.
Whenever at one point I was like, when I realized that this was 2019 into 2020,
then,
I was like,
and
you're
they even
going to
had
be
those
thankful you're
classes
dead.
at one point.
Yeah. I was like, honestly, you're probably better off.
They had no idea.
You had no clue what was coming for you in that year. Unless you were in like Asia or one of the Asian countries and stuff. And then it had already happened to you. Yeah. At this point.
But even then they were keeping things hush hush.
Yeah. I mean, by the time that in January and stuff with my friend Caitlin was living in Korea. And by that point they were basically over it. Not over it, but like the like main mass hysteria and stuff. And like everyone, they were over the biggest surge that they had by the time it even got to us. So
bum, bum, bum. Directed by Carter Smith and written by Erlingur Thoroddsen. We have a cast that is a cast. We have Scott Evans, who is Chris Evans' brother, who played Joel with glasses.
Wow. How does it, really like being the non-attractive brother? I'm sorry.
We have Adam Faison, Lukas Gage, Aiden Mayari, Augustus Prue, and then Chester Lockhart, which I would say is pretty much the main cast. Everyone else is just kind of in there for like 2 seconds, but follows a group of friends who are essentially getting back together. They do this every year, kind of a tradition, and they play this game. And apparently there were some side effects of this game that is going to haunt them on this eventful night, 2019 going into 2020. And we're just joining along for the ride. But yeah, it was something. All right.
Yeah.
It's I don't mean not necessarily preface, but it's just, I mean, it's a very LGBTQ plus I like centered movie. Like definitely the whole cast for the most part, I believe, is in some sort of way part of the community, queer or however they identify. And there was a lot of just gay vibes. Yes. Gay vibes throughout the whole movie.
I mean, the whole like
the whole
even
plot
the
of it.
cover alone. It's like Leather Daddy with a disco ball. What is that like? I guess it was kind of like a disco ball, right? I guess like the New Year's Eve.
I forget what they're called, but I think they're called like pup play or pup mask.
Yeah.
Those dog type of masks. Yeah.
It was giving like American Horror Story.
It was.
But dog.
Yeah.
But little puppy.
A lot of this actually could have been an season of American Horror Story. It sounds like it gives very Ryan Murphy, honestly.
Yeah, it does. Storyline wasn't the best.
Mixed with like the CW.
I'm sorry, I'm not shitting on American Horror Story, but I kind of am.
No, I mean, if you're a fan, you already know. Most of us who watch American Horror Story,
I've
watch
seen
it every year.
Almost all of them.
Yeah, with the expectations of like, I might hate it, but I'm gonna still watch it.
Yeah.
It's because those first like 4 seasons just
so
really
good.
like
They're really good.
It just, you know, And then after, it was really Jessica Chastain, I will admit, carried it for those 4 seasons, even though the rest of the cast were amazing as well. Not to like deny their, star power and like what made those seasons, but
Jessica Chastain.
Oh,
she was in it.
I mean, not Jessica Chastain, Jessica Lange.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm besmirching her name. My bad. I'm so sorry. The disrespect to the Lange dynasty. Jessica Lange. That's what I meant.
Okay.
You know, Jessica Lange.
I was just making sure. I was like, fuck, was she like, did they really change your face?
No, she played Pepper.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. No, not Jessica Chastain, Jessica Lange. I just have also a big...
Too many Jessicas.
I do really like Jessica Chastain, though. I think she's a phenomenal actress.
She is.
I really do like her a lot.
We've covered many movies with her in it.
Yeah. And even the non-horror movies that she's been in, like I just really like her. I don't know.
What was she in that one where the fourth dimension or whatever is love?
Interstellar.
That
was a good one.
Yeah. Until it got to the love part. And I was like, there ain't no place for love in science.
Yep. No love. I think that was Santa like flopping the door handle.
For us?
He walked off. Yeah.
I don't like that.
But anyways, we're about to get murdered by Santa.
In the new year.
There's a Santa recording in the office right now.
They got really mad at us for all of the Santa movies we've covered.
Basically just shitting on Santa.
Oh my God, it was the last Santa.
The Last Santa.
The Last Santa.
This is the Santa from...
that's what our Christmas horror movie will
Rare
be called.
Exports.
Yeah.
The Last Santa?
The Last Santa.
Aw. And Ariana Grande is going to sing the theme song.
Yes. She has to.
That would be like the only way. It would be a duet between her and Gaga.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again. Like Rain on Me, but like The Last Santa.
I was like, Rain on Me can have a little reprise.
It can. Yeah. But like holiday themed.
Snow on Me.
With like... Snow on Me, literally. And you hear like little brain...
That could also be kind of sexual.
Jingle bells in the back. I hear it.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. But anyways, we start the movie and we're kind of getting a countdown, right, of all the years.
That's the funniest thing. I
love it. Snow on Me. No, it's funny. We're segueing. It starts with a countdown of basically rehashing like all these guys. They spent 2013 together, 2015 together, 2017. We see that they were clubbing. There's like basically they're always clubbing for the New Year's. I'm like,
poor
let's
Hannah,
switch it up a little.
What was her like scene kid 80s hair?
Oh, in one of those? Yeah.
2017.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, what is... maybe that was 2013.
But it was...
That would have been a little more fitting.
I think... But
if it
even
was 2013.
But even still...
It was a little outdated
at
that point.
At that point was done by like 2011.
Perfect.
2011, it was done. Yeah. Primetime to 9. Yeah.
Because it even had, she had, what are those, like the little tinsel that was put into your hair. Like people get those little foils.
Or like feathers or stuff like that, but it was the tinsel kind.
Or the raccoon.
Oh my God, the raccoon. Like just on the bang, going over one eye.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was very confused because it was giving very 80s with the amount of tease that was happening throughout the whole hair.
Maybe it was a themed party.
At the top.
Maybe it was a themed party.
Maybe, but none of them else were giving scene kid.
No.
Or 80s. I will say I noticed the mask at the beginning. So the mask that comes into play, I noticed it at the beginning.
Oh, you did?
Because it looks like...
What does it look like?
It looks like... I saw it and I was like, oh my God, that looks like the mask from BJ Alex, which is a like well-known boy love comic. I've read.
Yeah.
Super gay. Love it. Yeah, it was. Honestly, BJ Alex was definitely out by this time. But let me find like a picture
to see what it looked like.
He kind of pulls it off. That it's a little different, but it was kind of giving
those vibes.
BJ Alex a little bit, and so I was like, oh, that kind of looks like that. And so then I noticed it at the beginning, and then I was like, oh, fuck, it is that motherfucker. Because so, see, it's a half mask.
Gotcha. Yeah. And that's what he had.
Yeah. Very Phantom-esque, but Phantom's is only half his head, anyways. Like it's like a quarter mask.
Yeah, I like his. It's only this side, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't go across. It's not like it's not like a masquerade mask or anything
because you
like
still
that.
See the side of his face.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
It only covers his burnt side.
From the accident. And so we then cut to after seeing like basically what they do on a New Year's Eve to 2019.
2019.
And we immediately get a butt.
Little booty. That
We
was
get
my
a
next
butt.
note.
Mhm.
Little booty.
We
It was a
get
cute little butt.
We get a butt. We get a lot of butts, actually. This same butt quite a few times, but
Yeah.
like throughout the whole movie, there's
And
just
then
butts.
just the very cusp of where a penis would begin.
Yeah, exactly. Like right
It
where the
was like-
balls start.
As low
As you could get it.
It could get
Mhm.
without showing a
Showing
penis.
everything. Yeah.
They really they pushed it a few times. I was like,
yeah.
oh,
Especially when he was getting ready in those instances at that moment. And like when he's like facing the mirror.
yes.
It's like
right
those
at
shots.
the mirror is when I thought it was going to happen. I was
I
like,
thought so
oh,
too.
there's going to be a penis. There wasn't.
It's a lot of this movie kind of almost is like softcore porn.
That's what I have a note in here that I was like, this is low key porn.
Yeah, for the most part. We'll leave it to the gays.
Yeah.
And so we have him talking to his friend Hannah on the phone, and they're talking about how, you know, they are going to go on this trip. They always go on this trip, but he's like, nope, I'm not going to go this year because my so-and-so, I forget the name that he gave for that dude, or if he gave a name, got us tickets to go somewhere, go do something. And
I just called him sugar daddy because
Yeah.
she was like,
Oh,
ooh,
your
sugar
sugar
daddy
daddy.
status or
Mhm.
something.
She said, oh, your sugar daddy's being sweet or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
But I was like, okay, sugar daddy surprised him with tickets.
Yep,
Great.
sure did. But then he turns around and he sees a note on the floor.
Casual little note in an envelope.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Kind of
like super suspicious.
a note that you would get with like flowers, those little card notes.
Yeah.
The little ones, square ones.
Not like full size card, but like maybe like a thank you note
Yeah.
or,
Uh-huh.
you know, kind of small. Palm of your hand, not palm, hand size.
Yeah.
Hand size note.
Mm-hmm. I forget what did it say on it? Meet me
It
or
says
remember me?
never forget me.
Yeah, there we go.
And I was like, no, that's suspicious. Also,
Very.
it's next to a sliding door.
Mm-hmm.
We don't like glass sliding doors.
With like the wind kind of like blowing the curtain a little
Yeah.
bit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why is the door unlocked? Why is the curtain not pulled back? Why are you changing right in front of a completely open window? He confident, I guess.
I mean,
I would be too if my body was
with
that
that
cut.
body.
Yeah.
Mhm. And so we have him taking a shower, right? He's getting in the shower. He's getting ready.
Classic shower scene.
Classic. Very taking it back to Psycho. And he's in there. And then I think that's when we get, is he in the shower or is he just facing the shower about to get in?
Yeah, he's in the
He's in it,
shower.
right?
He's
Yeah,
taking a shower. Then we pan to cut to the glass sliding door opening. Homeboy coming inside.
Mm-hmm.
You see him walking down the hallway. And then he goes in. And then whenever he pulls back the shower curtain, it was the little,
Yeah.
the gasp.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was funny.
And then we see him slicing his throat pretty fast.
Yeah.
Effects. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The confetti.
Whenever he was throwing confetti on him, I know it was kind of like, that's laughable. I was laughing. That was funny.
I was like,
But-
oh, not the confetti.
And then he starts recording him
Yeah.
with like an iPhone 8.
I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm. And so I guess that's fitting for whatever year. No, it's 2019.
2019,
Okay,
yeah.
but anyways, he probably
I was like, I think we were on this one.
Yeah.
Whatever iPhone I have.
but
11, I think.
he
I have to look it up in
probably
my
got
settings.
an old one or something like that.
Yeah, he just hadn't updated his phone in a while.
Or it was like a burner or like a, because he didn't want to put it on his real phone, and he obviously probably had two different phones. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. But we do have I think his name Ryan. Ryan got his throat slashed. He's
Yes.
recording him. He's like making all these like
Gurgle.
and like they're just like panning at every shot they can of his body with the blood on it.
Yeah.
At the abs and everything.
We got abs, we got glitter, we got blood. This is a New Year's Eve hot
Movie.
gay boy movie.
Yep.
Yay.
And then it cuts from that, and then we have
Title card.
the title card, and we have Cameron talking on the phone at his apartment to Joel, and that's when they're going over.
At this
the
point, I
details.
was like, was Joel's the other guy's name? But I realized.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, I realized I probably thought that because she had said, "Are you coming to Joel's?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I know I heard the name Joel.
Oh, yeah. It
And-
just stuck, and it just, yeah. And so he's talking to him, and they're going over I guess what's about to happen, and Joel asked him to pull a tarot card or something, right?
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
have you pulled a card for the new year? And he was like,
Yeah.
oh, I was actually in the middle of doing a reading. Let me go see what I got. And of course he pulls death.
Yeah.
Because like, why would you not pull death in a scary movie?
Mhm.
Even though the death card doesn't literally mean death all the time. I don't know much about tarot. I just know that I've
Yeah.
had the death card pulled on me so many times.
Well, what he even said too, like it's supposed to resemble like change
Yes,
and like
turning over.
something
Death of like a cycle.
exactly.
And you're going into a new stage of life, a new season. So, because I remember at first, before I got tarot cards, like before I got tarot read for me, I was always like, oh my God, death.
Yeah.
And so, because I get that card a lot and nothing ever changes in my God forsaken life.
Yeah.
But So I was like, okay.
Maybe things do change. Just maybe things that you don't notice. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
small things. I don't know.
What if it's good things that die in my life?
I mean,
I'm just kidding. I'm being
Wenzel,
funny.
don't ever stop getting your tarot card read. Stop pulling cards, Caitlin. How about that? And so we have them talking about it, whatever. And then after that, Cameron meets Hannah at a little diner, bistro, cafe, whatever it is.
And it felt like he really turned up the gay
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And I was like, Josh, do you turn up the gay for me too? No.
Do I have gay? Is the gay turned?
Your gay's turned, yeah.
Okay, then no.
No, I was just joking.
I think
you don't actually.
Well, I
But then I
think I
thought,
can.
Does Robbie turn up the gay?
I think, yeah, I'll say yes because it can and it cannot. Like there are times when I feel more effeminate and then times when I feel more masculine. But then there's also surroundings. There are times where I feel like where I'm at, I should probably act a little bit more manlier. Macho. Yeah. And that's just like I guess defense mechanism. But like otherwise, I don't know. Who is the true me? They're all me. They're both me.
They're all you.
Yeah. But it's just like anything. You have to adapt.
Yeah.
But yeah, the gay can get turned up. The gay has definitely been turned up around.
Gay.
You give me alcohol and the gay's turned all the way up.
That's right.
And so we have Logan. They're talking for a little bit. And he asked about, is Ryan coming? And she's like, no, he's his sugar daddy and him are doing something. Yeah.
Okay, Ryan was his name. Got it.
And that's whenever, we have what's their face?
Logan and Joel.
Logan and Joel show up.
And immediately I was like, who let Logan's hair be like this?
It was so bad.
So bad.
It was really bad.
It was giving Ellen DeGeneres.
Maybe it was supposed to evoke that he's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was giving
Spoiler alert.
Ellen. It was giving Disney pop star / that blonde one from One Direction.
Niall Horan.
Yes.
Niall Horan.
It was giving that.
Ellen DeGeneres. And Ross Lynch from Austin and Alley.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But like askew. It looked like a wig from the front.
It did.
But his actual hair from the back. It was weird.
Like a toupee.
Yeah.
Put just on the little top of his head. Some bangs.
But honestly, maybe it was just like an artistic choice. I don't know. Because
whatever it was, I hated it.
It was not cute. I even wrote it down. I was like, why is his hair like that?
Yep.
And so they show up. It's kind of almost, did you get like a little awkwardness between it just felt quite apparent.
I mean, also between
Logan and
Cam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever, like, because did they go to hug? I can't remember.
Yeah. Like it was an awkward kind of thing. And for some reason, I got like, they were like, oh, do they know each other? But they're going to play like they don't know each other right now, you know?
I think I was picking up more on the stuff between Joel and Cameron.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And so then I just figured like, just because of how they were kind of talking on the phone and stuff. And then whenever they met, and it just kind of was giving vibes like maybe they had a little bit of a history. And so then I thought maybe Cameron was being awkward with all of them because of that.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. But Logan was definitely probably being awkward because of everything.
That's true. Oh, yeah. I didn't. Yeah. Because obviously his sights. Yeah.
Zeroed in on Cam.
But we do have them just kind of catching up. They're talking. We do see that, Joel and Logan announced that they're engaged.
Yeah, and I was like, "Fuck you
which
guys,"
was quite a surprise
because Cameron
to the rest
was
of them too.
giving his good news about
the gallery opening and all that.
by gallery, and then Logan was kind of like, well, you've definitely gotten a lot better over the years and kind of stuff. And I was like, fuck you, Joel.
Or Joel. Yeah. Joel said that. Yeah.
Sorry, Joel.
Yeah.
And then
what the fuck did I get Paul from?
Paul.
No, it was Paul.
It was fucking Paul. He was a 2-second character. Then he just popped in to say that
you suck.
Kind of sucked at first. And then they immediately like stole the spotlight with their engagement. And it was like, it kind of gave that. It felt like Logan and them were almost meeting for the first time too.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to think, I was like, if this is like if one of,
if I just
one of us brought someone home and then we're like,
for the first night and we're like, oh, we're engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that.
Home. We don't all live together.
Yeah. but like to like a dinner or something. Yeah. That would be strange. That would be awkward.
We're engaged.
That'd be weird. That'd be cause for concern.
Yeah.
And so they continue their little dinner chit chat, whatever it is, lunch, and then we have it ending, and then we have Cameron talking to Zachary on the phone, who is his very flamboyant friend.
Yes.
The queen of the group.
The queen of the group.
Yeah. As she refers to herself as in she pronouns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And refers to everyone
else
with
as she.
pronouns.
Even if they seem like they represent as male. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they were talking, everyone else was like he. So like him. So yeah. But anyways, we have him talking to him.
She was fucking fabulous.
She was. And she was gonna be running late, right? Or something like that. She had
Saying
to catch up with them.
Yeah, and basically like I probably will have to leave early kind of thing. And was kind of considering almost not
going at
even
all.
really going, and Cameron was like, please just come. And then she had a funny little one-liner. She said, I feel like that's all I ever hear. And I was like, LOL. But she basically, Cameron is convincing her to come.
Yeah.
And so my next note is Joel's an ass. So
yeah, because they're all in the
car.
they're in the car going over the itinerary together. And
it was about the playlist.
What? Oh, the playlist. Yeah.
Logan was like, oh, I made a playlist, and he was like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck
Joel
you,
is
dude.
very like control freak, a little bit psychotic, I would say.
Yeah, just has first off,
a lot of issues.
Gaslighting, manipulative motherfucker.
Douchebag.
Second,
narcissist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 1000% narcissistic, and just not allowing his partner to really have any say. Yeah.
And it already goes to show that every year, and they've mentioned it, like, and with the itinerary, like he plans everything. He has to like do it his way. Like it's on his dime, you know, which kind of
hanging it over their head.
Yeah. It comes more from like, you know, he was doing that so that way, like he's buying their time,
and
essentially their friendship, and like, but also on a way where like, well, we're going to do it my way because it's my money, you know, he has all the control.
Yeah.
So that's what the vibes are, but they're all talking about the weekend, and then Hannah brings up the game that they used to play, and if they're going to play it this year, and then Logan's like, what game is that? And so we have the rules get introduced to us.
Kiss game. Roll credits.
And we have,
of course, we've got
three rules. Always 3 rules. First rule being,
has to be one guy who's a stranger. Second,
has to be consensual, because duh, as Hannah says. And then 3,
can either let him go or keep him until sunrise. How Cinderella
rules.
Yeah.
And so
I would love it if like you could never contact this man again, because it didn't like.
Is that a clause that should be put in the end? Yeah. I feel like that's
like,
a part
don't ask names, don't ask anything, just like do whatever the fuck you want.
I think that was like the whole like until sunrise, and that's it. Like that's it.
No more contact after that. And I feel like that would be
NSA, fun. No strings attached.
Yeah.
And so we have Zach. Oh yeah. They end up getting to the place. And they're kind of all like, you know, settled in. It's pretty normal. And then we have Zachary getting there and meeting up with Cameron, and they start talking. Zachary's like, we do get to mention that there's no good reception out there. We did learn. And we did also right, of course, it's a horror movie. We did also learn, because even immediately I was like, damn, okay, who's got money? And then it was immediately answered that Joel's family is like a family of doctors. Yeah.
Because whenever they pulled up, Logan said like, ooh, and they were like, perks of marrying into a family of doctors. And I was like, yeah. Anyways,
nice perks. And so we
Zach's
have
on a juice cleanse, and I thought,
because he went to 3 different stores to go and find celery, organic celery.
Have you ever done like a full-on juice cleanse?
No, I don't think so.
I don't feel like it's healthy.
Yeah, I feel like you're missing something.
Nutrients.
I mean, I don't know, to each their own, but I did meet this one lady. She has a YouTube channel. A shout out to your YouTube channel, Terry. It is Go
Juice Cleanse,
Go Terry Juice or something like Go. It's literally this one lady who came into my restaurant one time. I was like just talking to her, taking care of her. She was traveling, and she like lives off the grid almost essentially, and like has like this whole like farm area place. She does everything, like she like grows her stuff, like makes everything that she does. And she was talking to me how like for the past like 6 months or 8 months, she had been on just like a juice cleanse, nothing but juice. And then like I actually found her YouTube channel because I was like, let me find out like you're for real. And like literally like that she just is very like a healthy living, like spiritual, like a guru type of person, like very hippie,
Buddha.
very hippie. Yeah.
Just kidding. That's insulting.
I'll have to see if she's still posting videos. I'll show you.
How interesting. And then what she couldn't provide for herself, she made up for with Molly's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think she was done with
So
it.
all
And
you
that
need
was
in
the
life
thing.
is juice and Molly's.
And I think honestly, she only ordered like some guacamole and like a crispy taco, but like literally without the meat. I even think like it was just like veggies, nothing but veggies.
I was thinking that would have to wreck her system because I've done like a 5-day detox before, not like a solid juice cleanse, but then I made the mistake of getting Sonic
right after. Yeah, it's heavy like and greasy.
Immediately like got home and had to shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Not everywhere.
It happens.
But I was like, oh my God, it was like clockwork. Within like 20 minutes, I was like, I'm going to shit my pants. And I had to get home. So I can't imagine doing 8 months of a juice cleanse and then eating a fucking crispy taco.
I'm like trying to find her right now.
I would die.
I hope she still has her YouTube channel.
While you look, I'm going to cover some more of this.
Do it.
And then, okay, so whenever they get in, Zach is saying basically like, who would have thought it would be you and I, the ones who are perpetually single? And I was like, it's always the cute ones who are single. Because I've thought that about some of my acquaintances in college that are like now married. And I'm like, how the fuck are you married before me?
Before me. Oh, yeah.
And they always like get into a relationship really quickly and then all of a sudden they're engaged and then they're like married within
happens very fast.
5 more months and it's like, whoa.
It's like a true love story. It's like we love each other so much. We're perfect for each other. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. I'm just kidding.
It's
I
just
believe in love.
because, well,
I've got a really great partner.
It's like I will never have anybody. Andrew's over there just like, hello, I'm here.
I'm literally a perfect human.
And so Caitlin, continue, cover the movie. I don't think she has a YouTube channel anymore. I don't find it in my subscription. Sorry, I'll look later and I'll send it to you.
But so then Logan comes in and Zach is like, hello, cutie. And I was like, he's literally not cute. He's not cute. He was giving Ellen DeGeneres, and I couldn't get past it.
He had
also some Disney
face.
Channel star.
Yeah, no, I got those vibes very much.
Like, what Disney Channel?
But
movie?
like mixed together, but like Equate version, like Walmart version. Unfortunately,
Equate Hill Country Fair
Farm Hillshire Farms, and then Hill Country Fair. One of those, and I'm sorry to the actor. I'm sorry.
Brand, though,
like everybody's beautiful. I just mean like
wasn't giving. Okay, let's just move on.
I'm like, there's no way to stop, Caitlin. Just stop. Okay, so we have them talking to Logan. It's a little and this was, I think, even right before that, Cam had already told him like the engagement news and all that stuff, and Zach was just like, shut up. Yeah, can you imagine like Joel married? Like, what is that?
And he was saying in another timeline or something, this would have been you two, and I was like, okay, so him and Joel did have something, because at one other point, I think as they were settling in, Cam was watching Joel and Logan through the window and looked kind of
jelly
or just it felt nostalgic, like he was watching himself.
Which he does end up saying to him.
And because it wasn't necessarily giving nostalgic and like I miss that. It was more like
that used to be me.
And maybe I'm thankful I'm not there anymore, which he was.
And so then after that, we have everybody by the pool, and they're not everybody minus Zach.
Someone had mentioned, so before they got to the pool, Zach had said, like,
the note
with the little white invitation and everything. He was like, you went so above and beyond. And I was like, oop. So they all got an invitation. Good to know.
Oh, and they were taking pictures, right?
Yeah, and he was the most extra picture taker. We love it.
Yeah. And so then they end up by the pool, except Zach is taking a nap because he needs beauty rest.
Ops.
And was also mentioning that he wanted to go to a house party later on, but everyone else wanted to go clubbing. So it's kind of setting up the tone like Zach might end up doing his own thing. Which does come into play later, even though he doesn't. And so we do have them at the pool now. We have Hannah, Logan, Paul, Oh my God, Paul. I'm just stuck on this Paul, Joel, and freaking Cameron. And they're talking and they're basically just learning more about the game, how it started. Joel invented it. And then all those years back in 2013. And then also essentially we get to learn that like literally everybody has slept with each other in this friend group.
Yeah.
Like it's
And then
every
they
which way
said
that they can cross it.
that was why they created the game, so it wasn't as incestuous.
Yeah. So they could actually kiss
Although
other
it's
people than
not actually.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's brother or sister here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also the way that Logan was giving I was not liking him with how openly he was shaming Cam for using Grindr.
Oh yeah.
And being like, oh no.
I would never get on one of those apps.
Yeah, get on an app and meet someone. And I was like,
well, usually people who say that literally have been on the app. They just
had no luck.
They're just, or not even that. I think because there is a stigma sometimes, like they just try to feel or think that they're better, and so it's just
like when people are closeted and then they
or that
go
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes.
Well, remember he even was
macho.
He was closeted.
Yeah,
remember
that's true.
We find out later. But so he's a new gay. He's finding it all out. He's also psychotic, so we find that out
a little bit
a little later. But I mean, for the most part, everything gives pretty normal at this point.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah. It was just like,
if anything, the whole time I thought it was Joel.
I did too.
I thought it was Joel. Literally,
I was like, "This is Joel." And then at some point, I clued in. So it was actually whenever Cam ran into Logan with those two leather guys in the hallway.
Yeah.
At which point, because I was like, no, this is looking way too natural for him right now. And then the fact that they had leather on.
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't think about that at that point.
Like, ooh, maybe it's Logan.
He's leather adjacent. Yeah.
Yeah. Because then whenever, of course, Joel, like they really did try to corner it as Joel.
Yeah.
And then the moment we saw Joel's arms and Dante, I was like, oh, nope, this is not him.
Yeah, I was like, oh, now there's two killers in this film.
Yeah, because what would be the point of going through showing all of in the get up and then
have him out of it,
have his arms that
unless
are clearly
it was
Joel's.
To dupe us, and then because that could have been a good dupe, but then that would have just been a really dumb dupe, like a really dumb red herring. Yeah, that is still him.
Yeah, at one point I was like, it's Joel, and then I was like, but I'm pretty sure he's a red herring.
Yeah, it's a whodunit, for sure.
It was giving Scream a lot. There was another moment where I felt like, whenever they were texting, whenever Dante got there. Yeah. Because I did not trust that at first.
Oh, that was really weird.
I was like,
so sketch. I mean, it ended up being really endearing, but also still creepy.
He's still creepy.
Like kind of far.
Yeah.
Kind of like makes me scared of how like you are sweet, but like this also gives like obsessive or crazy or like unhinged.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have a home to go back to.
Exactly.
Cam's out taking pics in the backyard
and
ish somewhere. Yeah, just snooping,
going
kind of
around the house.
I would too.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't.
I would. I'm
maybe
one of those people.
If it was a house I was comfortable with and I was going to be staying in it, sure. But when like I pet sit and stuff, I never snoop.
Well, I mean that. Yeah.
No shame to people
because
who do.
I was staying there.
I just don't. But if I was staying, like if it's an Airbnb or something, I'm opening every cabinet. I gotta know.
Let's see what's in there.
And that's what Cam's doing. He's snooping in the office.
The office,
of sorts.
Which is like, it's like not adjacent to the rest of the house. Or it's like
I didn't realize that you had to go outside to get into it.
Yeah.
Until that very important moment came. But of course he's going through and he finds a gun in the desk. And so I was like, that's going to come back in. Yeah, it had like an ivory handle or something.
Like
very
pearl,
pretty.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Something. It looked like a guitar. Like
like a mother of pearl.
Yeah,
I think it was a mother of pearl handle. And but of course we were like, okay, that's going to come back in hand. Like that's going to come in handy later.
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna know it.
We have him also just kind of being like, whoa, okay, like a little mini freak out of like there's a gun being there, I guess. And then but it's also like you said, we're gonna need it later, foreshadowing. And he exits out of there, and he actually ends up or no, we just cut to Zachary waking up.
Yeah, he wakes up and of course looks like beautiful while sleeping. And I just I think about that all the time. I've been watching like a lot of K-dramas recently, and every time the person's always like sleeping so like perfect
and beautiful.
And I'm like,
that's not real life.
Not me, no. Oh. I'm like sitting there like
that's everybody, Caitlin.
Mouth all weird, my hair is in a weird faux hawk, and then I'm not sleeping in a like position that looks comfortable.
All over myself.
Oh yeah, I drool.
Yeah, it's not cute. And I'm a mouth breather at night, which I need to like start taping my mouth.
No, I don't think that's the correction.
No, yeah, that's what you do. Just to correct mouth breathing is you tape your mouth so that way you can.
What if you just suffocate and die?
That's how I go out, baby. That's how I go out.
Oops, a side effect.
That's it. Can you imagine explaining that? Well, he taped his mouth shut. And he also plugged up his nose. Oh, God. He forgot about that.
He accidentally
it's because I also have a bit of a, like, I think I mentioned it so many times, a deviated septum. So sometimes it's just hard to breathe out of my nose. Even right now, like it's not even I don't even have boogers in there.
Boogies,
yeah, and there's no boogers in there. And so but we have anyways, Zach wakes up. He's gonna start getting ready, because it's it's New Year's Eve. We got to go out. We got to do everything. So but he also ends up like snooping a little bit, and he goes into the mom or whoever, Joel's mom, someone's closet, a woman's closet.
Their parents, it's like Joel's
family
parents'
shared house. Yeah.
And he goes in there, and we see Killer like walking in, and so it was like, okay, Killer's already here, and then I was like, oh,
this movie loves sliding glass doors.
It does. All the houses have sliding glass doors, and I was like, oh, of course Miss Fabulous is gonna get killed off first, and I called her Miss Fabulous, but then they call Hannah Miss Fabulous later, and I was like, oh,
oh, they do. That's right.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Well,
you foresaw that.
I did. I'm a fortune teller now. I loved when she put on the coat and went, brr.
Very much the queen.
It was funny.
And so we have Zachary in there, of course, just living their best life, trying on the clothes, and in the same fur coat, we do have the killer coming up from behind, and Zachary's kind of like, oh, what's this? Like, kind of, I guess, thinking it's one of them. Like,
again, very Scream.
Yeah, very Scream. Yeah, like, oh, are you the killer? You here to murder me? And Zachary kind of plays along a bit because it does get very like, sexual foreplay, cosplay, whatever it is, And then we have the leather daddy just grabbing him by the neck and truly choking him, and you can tell even Zachary's kind of like, you're choking me a little hard, like
too hard, babe, too
much. And then just gets thrown into the closet.
Yeah.
Like at first I thought it was the mirror.
Oh
thing.
Yeah.
But no, it's just kind of like thrown, and then is kind of like, what the fuck, freaking out. And then we have
he's choking him out with one hand too, which was
he's very strong.
Logan didn't give that he was that strong.
Yeah. But he is apparently.
I guess, yeah, because
all killers usually are.
It's
it's the psychosis of a killer.
Yeah, like when moms get that adrenaline to lift cars off of babies. I think it's
just like the adrenaline of just like the kill, like
adrenaline fueled strength.
It's like they're always on, it's either fight or flight, and like always just like 100% fight. Yeah. To the death, and we do have unfortunately Zachary succumbing to getting choked out, but then also this freaking leather daddy breaks a champagne bottle and just starts shoving it down his throat,
which was pretty. And okay, it was wild.
Yeah.
And then whenever his throat went
bulging out, the effects on it bulging out.
Ugh.
It was. That would not be a fun way to go. That'd be very painful.
Yeah, it seems like one of a horrific way to go.
I was expecting more blood, I will say, but maybe for like the sake of, I don't know, but I just expected more blood, like to be like kind of gurgling or like on the side.
That would have been really cool.
I don't know, something.
I was expecting some more as well, because I was like, yo, his mouth has got to be
fucked
getting
up.
Cut up. Because that thing
just
was like
forcing it down his esophagus, mouth opening.
Ugh.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how Zachary bites the dust. And then the movie's over.
Yep. That's it. No. But then we get Cam showering.
Yep.
And I
once
was
again,
like,
we see butts.
we're going to kill Cam off already?
Mm-hmm.
And then the door closes again. I was like, okay, guess not.
Nope. And we do see that he has received a note.
The same note.
The same type of note.
That says, be my midnight kiss
Mm-hmm.
yet again. Because that was what his original one had said.
Whose?
Cam's.
Oh,
right. Because he got one at his house. We didn't even mention that. Whenever he went to go pull the card, Cam got one at his house as well. Because then he puts it next
to the see you again or see me. That's right. Yeah.
Oh.
See me now or something like that. Do you see me?
Another card, be my midnight kiss.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember the first one then. Did it show up first one?
He got 2 that said be my midnight kiss.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
He got 2, and then I think his third one that he gets says see me.
Yeah. And so he's looking at the note. And he's like, okay, well, that's kind of something. Okay, whatever.
He's just like, okay.
Yeah. And then that's whenever we do have Hannah. We cut to Hannah. She's trying on clothes. She's getting ready to go out.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Logan and Joel fucking.
Yes. And he's getting like weirdly demanding about the cologne.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, don't wear that cologne.
I think he was essentially trying to be like controlling and like, it smells too good and I don't want anybody else to be smelling you. Yeah. Basically. And so anyways, we do have us going back to Hannah and Cam talking about the whole Joel and Logan situation. So
that's when he calls her Miss Fabulous.
He calls her Miss Fabulous. And we do understand that, yes, Cam and Joel had a pretty, I guess, serious relationship. Yeah. And it just didn't go well. They parted ways, and Hannah's just, trying to really make sure he's okay, everything going on because them all being together.
Yeah. And that he's seeing a lot of himself in Logan at the moment and basically being like, I feel bad for him. And then at that point I was just like, yo, why are y'all still friends with him?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that. I mean, I know y'all were probably friends before, but that seems very
toxic.
Yeah. Because I'm sorry, Joel, even to the end, is a fucking asshole.
He is.
Fuck Joel.
We're not Team Joel here.
We're not.
And I have Wake Up Sleeping Beauty. Is it because they're trying to wake up Zachary, right?
Yeah, they're trying to find Zach. And I put, Zachy Poo's asleep forever.
R.I.P.
Unfortunately.
He's dead.
He is DED dead.
In Mom's closet.
Yep.
And we do, I think.
Which is why they don't find him.
Yeah, but they do get a text because apparently the killer obviously has the phone and somehow sent a text. I don't know where Logan found the time to do that, but sends a text and it's just like.
And I mean, later on, we find out that he apparently carves up Zach's body too.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And puts 12, 13, or 12.
The date on his
31,
chest.
13.
John 3:16.
Yes.
And so we do have them getting that text, and it's pretty much there you come to the conclusion, well, Zach already left. He went to go to another party, essentially. So they're not going to see Zach. So they end up going to the club. It's very club
and Logan,
scene.
Or someone said he probably went on a walk. And sorry, it was just funny because then Cam looks back in the desert. And I was like, yeah.
Only a crazy person would do that.
He does not give that he would go on a walk in the desert.
And we do have then them at the club, and they're, doing their thing. Joel, they're dancing, but Joel is like trying to tell Cameron, like, get off your phone, live in the moment. There's so many guys here because Cam was on the dating app again. And we have him going to the bar to get some drinks with Hannah.
Not before they take Molly.
Oh, that's right. They do end up taking Molly.
She was like, sorry, Joel, I know this wasn't on your itinerary, but Molly.
Yeah.
And pulls it out.
I love it. Hannah actually grew to be like my favorite character throughout the whole movie.
I did like her. She also was giving, she looked a little bit Walmart Anne Hathaway as well.
I can see that. Yeah.
Like there were a few shots where she looked like Anne Hathaway. And then there's the front on ones, no, but like her side profile. Yeah. Very Anne Hathaway. And I guess that girl from Fresh.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
Because I thought she also looked like Anne Hathaway.
Like a mix between them two, a merger.
She was their baby.
And we have them doing Molly, so we know the night's going to just go from here.
And Logan, that's his name, right?
Logan.
Yeah, he didn't want to take it.
Yeah.
But then Joel forces him to take it, which is like,
essentially,
ew, don't force your significant other to do drugs if they're not wanting to.
Yeah.
Especially,
I also kind of had a little problem later, or at some point, Hannah was like, "Don't make me drink alone." Like I was like, "Oh, that's cringe."
Yeah.
Like
girl, you're the one choosing to drink.
You just drink
alone,
and someone, that's.
I would never. I would never say that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, to anybody.
Josh, oh my God, don't make me drink alone.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Drink your fucking water.
But anyways,
Good
we
for
have them
you.
doing all that. The Molly, they go to the club. I mean, oh my God, we've been at the club. They go to the bar. That's what I meant to say. And Cameron, Cameron on his way to the bar bumps into that boy Dante.
Cute tank top boy.
Very cute boy.
That's what I called him before I knew his name.
And it's kind of make guys, but they get to the bar, and that's whenever he's talking to Hannah, and Hannah is just kind of like being, venting actually of how like, they go to this and do this every time. They always go to gay bars, and like she's just kind of tired of being a wingman. She wants to actually go do something that's fun for her.
It was a little bit annoying me though, because I was like, girl, you're the one who chose to come here, and
you put yourself in the situation. But also, if those are her friends though, like,
yeah, true,
they should do things that she likes.
They probably should go to a straight club every now and then. Well, sure, but gay clubs are more fun. They are. And then also, I have made out with many men
at a gay club.
In a gay club.
But I think she also meant like, because she does mean it. I can kiss someone, but like it won't like.
But these were people who wanted to go home with me too.
Okay, gotcha.
So there are, because
the straight guys there.
There was one guy. I thought he was gay. He had a shirt on that said "Dog Dad." So very fitting for this movie. But Dog Dad.
Gay vibes.
Yeah, he was. So maybe he was bi or pan.
Yeah.
And but we were dancing, and then all of a sudden he like turned me around, and we were like making out, and then he would not leave me alone for the rest of the night. Homeboy was trying to go home with me, and whenever I told him like no, he went home with someone else in our group. That was
a guy?
No.
A girl. Okay.
No, a girl. And I felt kind of bad for her because it was like, oh,
it's, you're
like the
to each
second
their own.
choice.
Like you said to Hannah, she chose to do what she did.
That's true.
Your friend chose to do what they did.
And then I've also had some of those go-go dancers pull me in before and whisper in my ear, like, I'm not gay. Can we meet up after this? And I'm like,
they're just making their money. They're hustling.
And so,
I mean, honestly, if you're a dude and you've got a nice body, even if you're straight, you can make a lot of money dancing for men. You know how
and I guess you don't even have to dance
like
that
to pay a lot of money to strippers? Well, guess what? Gay men spend probably twice as much as money
straight women
on men. Yeah.
Then
you're like playing both
I'm not
fields.
necessarily straight, but I'm pan. But like I would go in there and I shoved so much money into little go-go dancers' G-strings. Yep.
They love it.
But so I was like, girl, maybe it's you. And then whenever she made out with the go-go dancer, I was like, yay!
Yeah, it was exciting. Good for her.
She got her midnight kiss for her.
And so we have that whole thing. She kind of calls them all selfish, but then Cam sees, and that's whenever Cameron is like, okay, I'm gonna go try to find someone to kiss, I guess, or whatever. They're playing their game.
Yeah. So she was calling them selfish and saying, y'all really just kind of only care about yourselves. And while she's saying this, of course, Cameron's not paying attention to her because he's locked eyes with Dante. Yeah. And he's just like, I'm gonna go. And it was like, boy, that was the worst timing you could have had.
Well, I mean, even she was upset. She was also saying too, like, I always come to these and I'm your wingmans, and like, what do I do here? It's not like, I can't get as much as what y'all get. And then she's like, why don't you ever go to a straight bar with me? And he's like, well, what would I do there? It's the same thing. Yeah. That's what she's trying to tell you. That's what she's feeling like. But anyways, I digress. And he ends up going off. Does he dance with Dante? Because I feel like at this point he's going, and then that's when he ends up running into
I think he like kind of makes eyes with him for a little bit, but then he's going to the bathroom.
Something, right?
Yeah. He goes to the bathroom though, and this is where we see Logan.
We run into Logan with the other two guys, and they're kind of kissing all over him.
Yeah.
And he's feeling the molly.
One was pretty low.
Yeah. He was literally on his crotch.
Yeah. Then the other one was kissing like on his neck. And then he was like saying like, hey, do you want to join us? Because he was clearly feeling the drugs.
Because he was making him feel his hand. He's like, do you feel that?
Yeah. And it was like,
I feel it.
Yeah. He was like,
It's cringe.
Yeah.
And so that's whenever the Cam is just like, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. And he ends up walking off, and then he ends up immediately bumping into Joel. And Joel's like, have you seen Logan? He's like, no, I haven't seen him.
Nope.
And yeah. And then Joel is like, I want to show you something.
Yeah.
And
which is like,
it's just, and ends up taking them all the way back into like the back sex rooms, or
and this is where I said, damn, this is soft key porn.
Oh yeah.
Because as we were going back, we saw plenty of blowjobs being given, making out, hands on the crotch. I was like, oh, I was
Yeah.
like, damn.
It's the gay bar.
They got a back room and
And
it
like
is
big cities,
sensual.
that's how they kind of, they can be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
And so, just depends on the club. And, he goes down there and he's like, I'm going to show you something. And I honestly, legit, I'm so naive. I thought he wanted to show him something, but no, homeboy takes him. No, Caitlin, I really did think like, oh, what is he going to show him? Like, what is he trying to show him? Like, what is this? And like, he found something, and because I thought maybe it would be like to the plot, like, I don't know, like murder vibes. I don't know.
No,
but,
I didn't trust. I was like, this guy's sleazy. He's going to do something to
and
him.
He literally took him down there so he could like make out with him and be like, you know, I went, whatever.
He said, it's been a while since you've been my midnight kiss, which again made me think, because it said be my midnight kiss.
That's right.
His first
that it was
2
him.
notes. I was like,
and even Cam is like, this is weird. We shouldn't do this. You're with Logan. And he's just like, Joel is being very pushy. He won't like kind of take no for an answer. But then Cam is just like, and slides away from him. And it's just
he says Logan's going to realize one day that most of the things he said yes to, he doesn't really want. Then he will resent you. And then he's going to leave you just like I did. And then he leaves. And I was like, drop mic.
Boom.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Good job. And then he leaves to go dance with cute tank top boy.
Oh yeah, they do. He goes on the
Dante.
dance floor. He's
this is
dancing
where we
with
learn
Dante.
his name.
And they're having a really good time.
He's like, I'll be your friend.
Because he was looking for his other friends. And that's whenever we do have them just like, you know, vibing for a good while. They're just really dancing.
And Joel's watching from that back room.
Yep. He's seeing, he looks really mad, honestly. He looks very jealous.
And so this is where, again, they're really leaning into it being Joel. And
we do have, then it segues into like who I thought it was a drag queen, and she's starting to do like the Happy New Year's, let's do the countdown. I thought it was Kathy Griffin at first. Kind of looks like her from afar. And then I saw immediately the 2020 glasses. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, 2020. Goddamn.
And I said, yeah, y'all are probably gonna be glad you're dead.
And we do have a countdown happening. They get their kisses. This is whenever Hannah did kiss the go-go dancer.
Yeah.
He kissed Dante, and then what's his face? Joel is pissed because Logan's not there and nobody's there to kiss him. Yeah. And so that's whenever we do have
it isn't the first rule. It has to be a stranger.
It has to be a stranger.
Yeah,
well, I think
so. He was going to fail that rule anyways.
Yeah. And so I think he was just so focused on Dante and Cam, like he was jelly about them doing something together, that he just he just
wants
off.
Everyone in his pocket.
He does. Yeah.
He has to control everyone and everything around him.
At this point, we do have them going back to, they're still on the dance floor dancing, but this dude slips next to Dante and Cameron. And is it Dante's friend? Is that his friend, or is it just someone in the club?
I guess it was his friend. I don't know. They were nearby.
Yeah, because the way he took care of him was just like, it doesn't seem, I was just like, oh, he's just a really nice guy, or like this is his friend. But
because like, I mean, I've had when
people,
Andrew
you help
and I,
people.
We're at Joji. This one guy, literally right in front of us, he locked his knees the whole time and collapsed, and was also, I think, had way too much to drink, but was like one of those people that didn't show it till it was too late.
Yeah.
And then he locked his knees, and I was standing behind him, and so Andrew and I like caught this man.
Yeah.
And like, and then of course like 6 people came to help him, so we were like, we're probably good.
Here you go.
I don't know. We were like,
take the man away.
Here you go. Yeah. And they like carried him off to first aid, and we were like, well,
he's dead.
He's got all he needs now.
He's dead, Caitlin.
He probably is. Oh no.
We do. You killed him. No, I'm just kidding. We do have
my complacency.
The killer slipping in at this point too, because Cam is gonna go get like some water or something for him, but we do see the killer walk in. I thought Hannah was gonna
die because she was alone, and then I said, "Oh no, it's Cam. He's gonna die because he's alone." And then I was like, JK, it's none of them.
There's so many times. Yeah. And then you really do think like it is Joel, because then you don't see Joel anymore in the frame.
Yeah.
For anything.
But of course, we also don't see Logan.
That's true.
And at that point, I was kind of thinking that as well.
Yeah. And we do have Hannah and Zachary meeting back at the bar. He's kind of telling her like, hey, Hannah and Cam, my bad. Telling her, hey, that dude, whatever, fell. I'm gonna go help him. You wait here. He ends up going to try to find Dante and his friend, but they're not there anymore. He's kind of looking around for them, and then we have Hannah walking up to them, and they're kind of talking about how like they had their kiss with the that guy Dante, and then her with the go-go dancer, and then she's like, I'm hungry.
And I was like,
same. Literally, I know that vibe.
After midnight. Last year I did not even. I made it to 11:57.
Oh, for New Year's.
Then I fell asleep. Yeah. Oh, how fun. This year I'm going to try to make it to midnight. I booked a reservation. So I guess I have to make it to midnight.
You have to do it. And so it's one more minute. It's just one more minute than last year. You can do it.
Yeah.
And so
3,
we do have.
Yes.
I can't count. We've learned that. We've established. And so we do have them going home. They're in the car ride home.
We see Dante and Cam.
They matched like on Grindr, I guess, or something. They like found each other.
Like, you found me.
Yeah, Dante messaged him. They're messaging. They end up getting home. Hannah.
And Joel's mean mugging him through the rearview mirror.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Joel's like,
because he looks happy.
Yeah.
And so, of course, they get home. Immediately, Joel and Zachary are fighting. No, Joel and Logan are fighting.
Yeah.
Because I guess, Joel's obviously not happy. Logan was just like, I'm just playing the game, like your rules, like how you wanted it.
Fucking game.
Yeah. And we have them like, cursing at each other. Meanwhile, Hannah's just like trying to get cereal and food. I'm hungry.
I want some snacks. I was like,
she's like that awkward friend, like who's like, oh my God, these people are fighting. Like, let me just,
That's the way I felt like we've. We'll talk about this later.
Yeah.
But yes, she was just trying to get snacks.
Everybody's been in this situation before where drunk people are fighting. You're just like, oh my God. Okay.
And then Logan's like, do I need permission to go get in the pool or something? And it was like, okay.
Awkward for everybody.
But Joel was being like, it was his fucking game though.
Yeah.
He's just mad because he got shot down by Cam.
Mm-hmm. And then we have Hannah going and talking to Joel, just basically trying to make sure he's okay. And he's a douchebag and just basically saying like, y'all are ungrateful. I do this every year for y'all. I try to plan this and y'all just whatever. Like whenever Cam broke up with me, which he broke up with me, so I'm the victim. Y'all took his side and you don't even talk to.
Took his side.
I love how he's
You're
like,
an asshole.
You don't even talk to me anymore. She's just like she couldn't even defend it because she's like,
yeah, because you're kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
He was gaslighting her. He's like making them.
He's
feel
making
bad.
himself be the victim.
Yeah,
when
and he's holding this last little. His money is probably the only thing he can. Keep them around with anymore because he's been such an
they're getting older now, it's like different when you get older. Vibes are different when you're young, like having a good time and partying and like money like buying that for you, like a lot of things are oversighted because of that. Whereas like now we're adults, like don't treat me like shit.
I'm too old for this shit
for real.
I ain't got time for someone who's not gonna be
or grow up
legit friend.
And so we do have then Zach in the pool, and this whole time we're thinking, which he's also
Logan
Nikki.
was gonna die in the pool, maybe.
Oh, Logan! I keep calling Zach. I want Zach to be alive so bad because I keep saying his name.
I was Logan's so sad that he got killed so quickly.
Logan is in the pool, and he swimming around. We do get these vibes that like someone's about to like pop up and like drown him or something. Like it's eerie.
So we're hearing like some gates creaking, some
and
metal
he's looking
clanging.
around like, what is that?
Yeah.
He gets out. He sees that a text from Joel, and it's like, stop acting like a little bitch and come to bed.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, fuck that.
Like, what?
I would immediately be like, no. And so
I couldn't tell if that was from Joel or if he was sending that. And then he said, I'm going to go for a walk.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, but they were both in the same like text color. So I wasn't sure.
It's a little weird, but I feel like because it said come to bed, like he was.
So it was okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure. That was my immediate thought that it was Joel, but then I was like, what?
And then we have him saying, "I'm going to take a walk." So obviously he leaves the movie for a little bit. He's going to take a walk, which is perfect for anyone who's a killer. Yeah, and so that's whenever we do have Cameron getting a text from Dante
saying, "I'm outside your house," and it was like, what?
Really creepy.
What?
And so he does. He goes outside and
at this point thought it was
around for him.
The killer.
I thought it was too.
And then I thought that they had created a fake profile on Grindr.
That's literally what I thought.
And then
because you can do that.
Him,
catfish. Yep.
And was like, oh, I saw who this guy looked like. Found some pictures real fast. I don't know.
It had to be really fast, but yeah.
It did.
But I mean, that's now at this day and age, you can find someone really fast. You can screenshot. You can make a whole profile literally probably in 15 minutes.
And I mean, because especially like if you just look at the tagged photos of that place, I'm sure they were at a it looked like a very well-known club.
Could have been there before.
Yeah. And they just go to the tagged photos on Instagram and you can find someone real quick. I'm sure they posted something. It's New Year's Eve.
Well, yeah.
So
it's you'd be surprised like how much you can find out about someone through social media. And so that's whenever we do have him actually finding Dante out there, and then it kind of turns into a kind of a sweet, cute moment because they're flirting and they're talking and they're kind of getting along.
And his reasoning for knowing what house he was in was because he cater waiters sometimes.
And he's worked at that house before.
And I was like, okay.
That's fishy still. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, I was like, well, I don't trust this.
Yeah, a lot of red flags. But,
but then they're making out, and he was like, "You're a Taurus, aren't you?" And I was like, "Josh, you're a Taurus."
When he said that, I was like, "LOL." Yeah, I am a Taurus.
And my notes are real big there. Josh, you are a Taurus. Like you didn't know.
And he's a Taurus, and I'm a Taurus, and I was like,
and
oh,
I'm not
God.
a Pisces though.
No,
so.
yeah, Dante
do I know
was a Pisces.
I don't know.
I feel like I probably do, and I just don't.
Watch it be like someone in our close friends.
Someone's a Pisces, and so that's whenever
what even
we do
is a
have.
Pisces? I don't know.
It's a fish, isn't it?
Oh,
They're
yeah,
fish.
but I don't know which month.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I
and
think it's
they
like
say
a
Taurus and Pisces. We're a good match. And I said,
I feel like
need
that's
a
a
witchy bitch to check that. Fact check for
I
that.
feel like
for me.
that's a Marchy type of thing.
March.
April-y. Maybe April.
April is Taurus.
April is Taurus. The end of it is Taurus, and the beginning of May is Taurus, and then the end of May is Gemini, and the beginning of June is Gemini.
Wait,
yeah.
My brother is a Taurus, so and he's the beginning of April. That's a ram, right?
No. Taurus is a bull.
Bull.
The ram is the Aries.
Aries. He's an Aries.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, no, I don't think that's it.
I clearly don't know. I know my sign. I'm a Capricorn.
Yeah, that's pretty much me. I've only learned recently other ones, but I don't know honestly in what order they go in.
And I know Aquarius comes next, which is the fisherman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I guess it's Aries.
I feel like that's right. I feel because Aquarius is definitely February.
Yeah,
time.
Aquarius is end of January, beginning of February.
Mm-hmm.
And then there must be something that's the end of February. Okay, so then it's Aries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe Pisces is in between.
Maybe that is.
Every witchy bitch is going to be so mad at us right now.
They're going to be like, you're getting it all wrong. Let's stop talking about it. So that's whenever we do have, this is basically turning into softcore porn again because they're like, humping each other and kissing and making out.
And it was very awkward that he brought up photos then, right? And he's like, I want to photograph
you. Well, they were both being weird with each other.
That's true. I would have brought that up the next morning though. I mean,
this dude showed up at his house creepily. I feel like he was creepy. It was all around the table. Because even is like, was that weird to ask? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's whenever we do have Joel watching them, very angrily looking. He looks like he's about to beat someone up.
His jaw was so clenched. Mm-hmm. And I was like, boy, get over yourself.
And Cam is gonna go get condoms because obviously they need a condom.
And okay, I'm sorry, but when Dante said I already have them on, I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm
JK.
kidding.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, good.
Mm-hmm. I was like, well, he also needs one.
So weird.
Yeah. And so that's whenever we do have them. He's inside. He runs into Hannah, or not runs. He goes looking for Hannah because he's like, because he doesn't have any condoms in his room. So he tries to get some from her, and she's like, oh my God, you have someone, whatever, you bad boy. And then she gets the condoms.
And she was so prepared. I was like,
yeah, lube, everything. She had it all.
Her.
And so he ends up going back outside.
But too bad he's going to be dead because he was taking forever. He went to go brush his teeth.
Oh, that's right. He wanted
to
freshen up. And so meanwhile, he's freshening up. We do see that the killer is outside at one point, but then we see someone else walking up to Dante, and we think at this point that it's going to be the dude that we've been seeing in the letter that he masked, but no, lo and behold, to our surprise,
bare
arms. They start choking out
the sheer fabric because they were in like a gazebo bed,
I guess, yeah,
or something.
Something that had been there probably, and it's choking him out.
It looked very nice,
and it's fucking Joel.
Yeah, you see that blue like polo and the sleeves. Like yours right now. Your sign's not a polo or blue.
No.
But
it's close enough. And we do see that it's Joel. So we're like, oh my God, what the fuck? So Joel killed Dante.
Yeah.
Out of anger, jealousy.
Okay, the sheer fabric was very beautiful for that scene.
Yeah.
It looked very
but also not believable.
Artistic. Yeah, because people were like pantyhose on their face.
Yeah.
And then breathe through it.
He should have been able to breathe, but I was thinking maybe it was,
he crushed like the larynx or something.
He was pulling it so tight on his throat that he just couldn't get any air in his airway.
Okay. That was how I explained it to myself, but I was like, I don't know if he would tap out that fast.
And we do have Cameron coming back outside finally at some point. It's probably been 20 minutes. And
yeah, definitely.
And homeboy is not there anymore, so he's like, oh wow, you really like games. So he tries to find him, but he doesn't end up finding him.
He's looking throughout the house, and he finally texts him, and he's like, yo, where did you go? And he hears the phone chime. And so he goes and he looks into a shed or something, sees his clothes neatly folded there, which is suspicious as fuck.
It was, yeah. And he obviously, Dante's not there, and so we do have him going, just looking through the house.
This is where I was like, it's Logan killing everyone. It's for sure Logan.
See, I was still hooked on Joel.
No. Yeah. The moment I saw Joel's arms, I was like,
no, can't be him.
Because we had already seen Leather Daddy in full jacket and everything and stuff. So I was like, he wouldn't take off the jacket just to go kill this motherfucker.
So. No. And so we do have him still looking for Dante. He's asking Hannah, hey, did my guy come over here? She's like, no. He ends up going to Joel and he's like, hey, did you see my friend? And Joel's like, how dare you invite someone into my house without asking me? And then Cameron's like, oh yeah, my bad. I should have thought about that. And then Joel is just like, no, I haven't fucking seen him. And then that's whenever we do have them talking about.
Randomly brings up I think he saw
the note or something.
And I think he's seen that Joel had gotten one as well.
Yeah.
And he was like, wait, what? Like, why did you make all these? And he's like, I didn't make those.
Yeah. And so then they're like, what the fuck? So then their Cam goes to his bag, he pulls his out, and then they're trying to talking about them. And they're like, well, if you didn't make them, who did?
And at this point I was like, it's Logan. And I said he must have met them on that first night and couldn't let it go.
Yeah, that's literally what I was thinking.
So I was like, ooh. And then whenever they sent the picture of the mask, I was like, oh, that mask was in the beginning. Looks almost like the BJ Alex mask.
It does.
I didn't mention it at the beginning because I was like, well, that's not important.
Yeah, but then it came back up.
And I was like, oh my God. I saw that mask.
And then that's whenever we do have them talking about the black and white glitter ball because they're like remembering, they're like, wait, I know this. I've seen this. Where Cameron is anyways. He's putting it all together.
That I think each note had a different year on it.
Yeah.
Basically saying that he had followed them for each year.
And then he received a picture of the mask. Yeah. On his phone, or it was him or Joel. And so then that's whenever we do have them looking around and they fucking find Zach's body.
Yeah.
Carved up.
It had the 12/31/13 on it and 20/20 glasses
and
on.
Then this is when we get the one sane reaction in the movie and Cameron's just like, run, go, get out. We gotta go.
And they couldn't find Hannah at first too, and I was like, oh God, don't let Hannah be dead.
I was pissed off.
And then I was like, wait, is she in on it too? Because she was kind of grumpy earlier.
Well, I was gonna get pissed, right? They kind of portray her as well, maybe she's getting back to them, because they were selfish. I just was a little upset if they were gonna I was like, they better not dare kill her off screen. If she's gonna have a death scene, give her a good death scene.
Come on.
And so we do have.
I know. I was worried he was gonna walk in there and find her body dead, and I was like.
That's immediately what I thought.
At least give us
I'm
a
like,
flashback.
oh God, she's not responding. She's dead.
Yeah.
And so then we have them looking for her outside and stuff. And then that's whenever we do have the killer showing up and almost attack. And he does. He starts attacking. He runs up to Cameron. Cameron closes one sliding door, but right before he can close the other, the killer gets his arm in and he's got a knife and he's trying to slash him. But Cameron is able to get away a little bit because he goes into the kitchen area and there was knives there and champagne bottles. And why he doesn't try to fight, I don't know. And he just kind of pushes stuff and then runs off again through the backside door. And
he completely left Joel.
Yeah,
he was really like, bye bitch.
Yeah, because he really was about to just run away completely. But then he stops at the end of the driveway.
Because whenever he stopped there, I was like, boy, what are you doing? You did not run far enough. I can still see the house. Why are you stopping? And I was like,
at this point, I think he started feeling for
Joel.
His. I don't even think just for his. I guess for somebody. I guess for Joel.
Because he was
I felt more for Hannah, but I don't know. For both. For Jesus. Is the right thing to do, I guess. And so that's whenever he does end up bumping to fucking Logan. And Logan's like, what? It's already.
And right before this, he had just gotten, I think, the
picture, a text.
A video of Ryan.
That's
dying.
right. Yeah,
he got that video.
And Logan's just a little too he knows he's not. He's obviously been on a run, right? But he's not asking what happened, what is going on.
The way he was like, it's okay. Look at me.
We're gonna make it out of this.
Yeah, I was like,
fucking crazy.
No,
because then it just goes running into the danger.
Yeah,
and then Cameron, before he can even say anything, is just like,
he was like, stop.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Yeah. And so Cameron ends up following Logan into the mess through the thick of it, and that's whenever we do have he ends up finding Dante's body.
Yeah,
right?
He finds Dante, and then I was like, oh, convenient that fabric also makes a nice little shroud for his body too.
Yeah, it does. He covered them all up. Very Hunger Games Katniss covering up Rue with flowers.
Yeah, so sad.
Yeah. Not as sad here.
Yeah, no.
That was a lot more emotion.
It was. She was a bigger part of the story.
And then we have does like run off because I think he sees the killer, right? And he runs away from him or something.
My next note
because
was,
the tires are
Hannah's
slashed.
still alive.
And the tires were slashed.
Oh, I didn't see
Cameron does notice that the tires are slashed. And so because he's hiding. And then that's whenever we do see, yes, Hannah comes back.
And she got the messages too. And she's basically saying like, did you guys get this message? She finds Joel. Joel has been frozen in that room the whole time after seeing Zach dead. Yeah. Apparently.
Just kind of out of it. And that's whenever we do have her getting attacked by the fucking killer because he comes in from behind. She sees Cameron. She's distracted. She's like, what's going on? And then he's like, behind you. She's like, whoa. She gets slashed on the leg. Pretty bad, actually.
Yeah. Hits her pretty deep. And then Cam comes in and knocks him the fuck out with that shovel.
Why he doesn't keep going, I don't know. He just hits him one time and is like, that's enough.
Because that would end the movie too quickly.
Yep.
We needed 25 minutes more screen time.
Everybody knows you hit him on the back of the head hard enough, you turn it sideways and just start aiming for the neck.
Yeah. Like they did in, what's that one? The Ugly Sweater Party.
Yeah.
Where he stabbed him in the tummy with the shovel.
Yeah.
Right?
Or that.
Yeah.
I feel like going for the neck is more fast because you could stab someone in the tummy and maybe they still live.
Yeah.
Like I feel like go for the.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyways, and so then we do have what do we have?
He comes, knocks him out. They go hide in that room. And I was like, lock the door. Lock the door. That would make sense. And then they're hiding right behind the door, not being particularly quiet. But trying to be. And then
what's his face does open the door, the killer, but he's
killer
like
opens the door and then it's kind of like.
And then closes it.
He just like peeks in.
At that point, I feel like he did know they were in there, and he's just fucking with them at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, which would have been fun.
Yeah.
And but then immediately after he closes the door, the whole being quiet thing like goes out the window.
They're just loud as fuck.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my god, oh my god.
And I was like, just because he's already checked your room doesn't mean you get to make noise now.
And I guess he tries to make a tourniquet, but it's not a tourniquet. It's just like him wrapping a towel around her leg.
Yeah.
And not tight enough. And so they're talking about essentially like what the fuck is going on, right?
Yeah. And basically
because he's telling her like there's a gun in the office, he remembers.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh my god, you can't go out there,
because they were trying to leave and she was like, I'm gonna slow you down, just leave me here, kind of thing. And then whenever he was like, I'm gonna go get the gun, she was like, no, you can't go. And I was like, girl, you just told him to leave you behind. And now
she's like, what if you don't make it? And he's like, well then I love you.
Yeah. And I was like, okay.
the cheese, we can cut it with a knife, a plastic one at that. And so that's whenever we do have him getting this courage, runs out of the yard, goes to the office, goes and hides in the office. That he have to go outside to get to the office. And
the moment he is heading for it too, I was like, this gun's gonna be gone. This gun is gonna be gone. And then he opens it and I was like,
and it was fucking gone. Yep. And then he ends up having to hide because the killer walks in and goes to this kind of duffel bag that they have there at the corner of the room. Yeah. And he's just hiding. He's really like pulled in tight, trying not to make a sound. The killer does kind of stop for a second, but ends up walking out anyways. And so that's whenever Cameron ends up being able to
like saw it was Cameron and was like,
I think every time he saw them, I think he was just like, I want to fuck around. Like, I don't want it to just like,
and then maybe like didn't want to actually kill Cameron yet because he didn't get to tell him everything. And in front of Joel too. I think that needed to be.
Well, I think, and he did go, I mean, he was getting those things to go do what he ended up to Joel.
To Joel,
because he hated him. And so we do have, we all do. Yeah. We do have Cam finally looking out and we see that Joel is literally like taped to a chair and he has these firecrackers. Oh, he gets alerted because firecrackers are going off on the floor. That's right.
Yeah. While he's checking the go bag and he finds something, he like pulls out the syringe and I was like, ooh, sedatives.
That's right. Yeah.
Or something. And I was like, that's good to know. And that did come in later. And but yeah, the firecrackers were going off outside and then I was like, then you see Joel tied up. I thought it was dynamite.
Oh yeah, I thought it was too, but it's not. It's not TNT.
It's not
just
TNT.
Fireworks. Yeah,
it's just fireworks.
He's got these fireworks in his mouth because it's New Year's theme, and so he ends up running just in time to take it out. I didn't even
put that together.
that it's New Year's and that's why it's fireworks. Yeah. And
because no one's gonna question it.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
smart. Okay.
And so he ends up taking it out, throwing it like almost close to the pool. It's going off, and then we have him trying to untie Joel, but then dun dun dun,
There
fucking
he
the
is
killer
with the
walks in with the fucking gun. Yeah, the beautiful gun.
Yep.
And
you see the little pearlescent handle.
And even Joel's just like, oh my God, he's got a gun. And Cameron's just kind of like, and then literally just immediately gets shot in the shoulder.
He shoots the confetti. So we got confetti going in the air.
He shoots that
and then he
champagne
shoots
confetti.
him in the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, fun.
Yeah. It's not looking good for Cameron at this point.
And this is where he was like, take off your mask, you coward. And he goes, oh, now you want to see me? And I was like, ugh.
Yeah. And it ends up being Logan. Freaking Logan this whole entire time. And at that point, I was already kind of like, well, there's no other people in this film, so it's got to be Logan.
It's Logan, yeah.
Because they can't just throw in like a random nobody at the like last 10, 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And so, they're basically talking. Logan's explaining like, you know,
like,
all those years ago,
he kissed you.
You kissed me. I wasn't even out. You were my first New Year's kiss, and you didn't even think of me. Like I didn't mean anything to you, and it really hurt me, and all this and that.
So you decided to kill people,
and that's whenever Cameron is just, I feel like essentially trying to like de-escalate, and he's just like, you know what I see someone who's lonely.
Yeah.
I see, which I was like, don't say that.
You're in pain.
I see that you're in pain, all this stuff. And then that's whenever we have fucking Joel being like, you know what I see?
Yeah.
A fucking psychopathic bottom.
I was like, why did you have to bring the bottom part into it?
It's because it's Joel. He's a douchebag. But yeah, he's going off, and I'm like, maybe don't start calling the person who's holding the gun crazy. You know,
to someone else's head right now. Yeah, like come on. And then basically Logan saying like, what did you even see in him? Like he's the fucking worst. And which was like, he is,
yeah. Which is why he left him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then he basically is like, you were my first midnight kiss and now I'm gonna be your last.
Yep.
Blah blah blah. And he was like going to kiss him and stuff, and like right before he could kill him though, Fucking Hannah
shows up to save the fucking day.
You're breaking a rule, bitch.
And just smashes him on the back of the head with the bottle. And she's like, it has to be consensual.
And it was like, yeah,
for real.
On.
And at that point, you have Joel being like, grab the knife. I'm like, no, how about grab the fucking gun that's on the floor?
Yeah. But Joel's only worried about himself.
Yeah, he is.
And him getting out. But Hannah clearly wasn't really the person to do it because she was struggling so bad. I was like, come on, Hannah, Jesus.
Yes, I'm like, get the tape off him. And then we do have fucking, at that point,
Cameron gets him with that sedative.
Oh, Cameron, yeah, because he gets that sedative out of the pocket that we saw earlier, stabs him in the eye.
Hell yeah.
Logan's kind of backing up a little bit. He's kind of out of it. Joel pops up with the gun and bam, bam, shoots him right in the gut.
And like, Hannah's boobies looked great throughout all of this.
She did, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I noticed.
Hannah was my favorite character.
I really noticed in this scene.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, her boobs look phenomenal in that shirt.
I love it.
I mean, I think she had a bra on, but still, they were amazing.
Yeah.
And I was like, people are getting killed and I only see Hannah's boobies. It was amazing. But I was like, well, he probably feels nothing as he's dying. And then I was like, I swear he was a Disney Channel person. I don't know.
I can show you who you think he looks like. I know who you think he looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like it's very much someone.
And so we do have him finally dying. He's dead. We go to the next morning. He's dead by the pool. He's still there. I'm like, nobody's called the cops, I guess. I don't know what's happening.
Why the fuck have y'all not called the cops? What is going on?
I don't know.
I guess, but 911, like I feel like they got to have like a landline or something.
I don't know. And so that's whenever they're just like out there. We do. Oh, and also before Logan could die, he was talking to Cameron and being like, I saw what Joel did. I saw what you did.
Yeah. Why don't you ask his Pisces boyfriend, or why don't you ask your Pisces boyfriend or something? Yeah.
And then that's whenever we do have Joel then confronting Cameron, and he's just like, I've always loved you. I never wanted anyone else. I was just whatever.
And I was like, fuck off, Joel. Yeah. Now is not the time to hit on him.
And even Cameron's feeling that. And then Cameron's like, what do you think he meant by that? My Pisces boyfriend. Mm-hmm. And then Joel can't even like lie. Because he's asking him like, did you kill Dante? Did you see Dante? And he's just like, I'm sorry. Yeah. And then like he walks away from Cameron. He's just like, let me go.
His little, what did you do, Joel?
Yeah.
There kind of made me laugh.
Yeah.
It was a little dramatic.
It was. I know. It's very theater.
Yeah.
And then that's whenever we do have Cameron leaving him, and he goes out to the front, and it's just Hannah and Cameron in the front driveway, just kind of like
so well posed.
I
was like, this also looks...
who put him in a sling and she's just still got a fucking like just the same wet rag wrapped around her leg.
Yeah.
Poor Hannah. Nobody cares about Hannah.
No one cares about Hannah. She probably did it.
Probably, yeah.
And then, I mean, I guess he maybe only had one arm at that point, and no one wanted to talk to Joel because he was a murderer.
It's true.
I guess.
And everyone else is dead.
And then I was sitting there like, I was like, what are they doing? And then she says, why aren't the cops here yet? And I was like, for real, girl,
Yeah.
where are they?
Yeah.
Where the fuck are
Literally.
they? Oh.
And we have him making plans with her, being like, whenever we get out of this, whenever we get back, we are going out. But like,
I'm gonna stay with you the whole night.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna say like to a straight club.
That's what I thought too.
But then he was like, I'm gonna stay with you the whole night. And I was like,
okay.
no.
And she's like, it's a date.
Yeah.
And then it ends. I'm like, how about we don't go out anymore?
Yeah. I would not be thinking about going out after all
No,
that.
yeah.
Even though the killer was in their party.
Yeah.
I would just be a little like, I think I'm gonna stay in a
Hesitant.
hole forever.
Yeah.
And then as the ending photos are flashing, Logan is in almost all of them.
I didn't even notice. Like in the background stalking?
Yeah, different versions of Logan. So you see
Oh.
him in the mask, you see him with like weird glasses on and like a blue button down. You see him in this green hoodie at one point, just like
Oh, that's
staring
creepy.
at them. He's in the back of like almost every single photo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't notice. I didn't pay attention to
He
the
was
credits
there
like
at every
Event,
2013, 2015,
15,
2017. Yep.
That's crazy.
And then 2019 into 2020, he was there watching them.
And that's how.
Always watching.
And that is, my friends, is how the lights went out in Georgia. No, I'm just kidding. That is how
The
the movie
devil
ended.
went down to Georgia.
Literally.
I hope none of y'all's midnight kisses turned out to be psychopathic murderers.
Nope. Hopefully not. I can't say I've ever had that experience.
Yes, and I would love to never have that experience. So let's hopefully our new year didn't start off that way. Anyways, how many boos would you give Midnight Kiss?
1.5.
Whoa, really?
1.5.
Wow, really? Explain.
It wasn't the greatest movie ever written or told, I'd say. I kind
What
of
do you
felt
mean?
like
This deserved every award possible, Josh.
I also feel like they were just like, I feel like it's perpetuating a stereotype for the most part.
Yeah.
And being really eccentric on certain like things that people think gay people are, I guess. But it also could have just been, I mean, I love camp, so it could be just camping it up for the sake of, you know, making everything what's the word I'm looking for? Just like exaggerated. But it's just the characters were also kind of like not, or maybe it was on purpose. They were written so like much that I was actually kind of hoping most of them died. Like even Cameron at certain points, because I was like, Cameron, you're stupid. What are you doing? Like
there were a few moments where
I was like, you deserve to die.
I wasn't
the
gonna
only one
be...
that I didn't want to die was Hannah.
Yeah.
And that was because she felt like the most genuine, like real character. Like I felt like this is a real person. Like this, like I know, like this is a friend. Like this could be a friend, you know. But then everyone else like just was kind of just annoying. Joel was a douchebag. Logan was creepy from the get go and weird, and just like also
that haircut.
just weird. I guess Zachary was pretty cool for the most part, but just like there wasn't enough. Like there wasn't any like.
We didn't. Zachary didn't have enough screen time.
Didn't have
but
have
also
enough
very
time to shine.
Self-absorbed.
Yeah. So you were also like, well, you can die too.
Yeah.
But
you didn't have any time to get emotionally attached, really.
But it just 1.5, I guess. It didn't really like. Did I say 1.8 at first?
No, I think you said 5.
Okay, 1.5. A 1.8. I'll give it a 1.8. Closer to a 2. Just a little bit below a 2 for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. That's fair.
How many boos would you give it?
I was thinking probably like 2.5.
2.5?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was not the most terrible film I had ever seen. It was, like you said, it did feel like it portrayed a lot of and perpetuated a lot of stereotypes. Especially like in the moment when Hannah was like, I don't want to play into any stereotypes, but it was like,
but we are.
Yeah.
But maybe that was also the joke of it.
Yeah, maybe. I do feel like it was a little more on the campy side.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they really had to lean into it and be like, this is a gay
film.
These people are gay.
Yeah. Gay. But I mean, like, I was like, I know all of my gay friends never talk like this. Yeah, it was just a little too much. But then, like, I feel like
except in certain situations, which is like,
I don't know, because it's like I also do know gay people that do talk
Yeah,
like that
I mean,
and
I
are
do
very
too.
like whatever, you know, you want to call it. But I don't know.
It just felt like every single gay person was extra gay.
Yeah.
And it was like, there are many spectrums of gay.
It feels like
gay.
a straight man wrote the
50
movie and
Shades of
just is
Gay.
what like he thought gay people
Yes.
act like all the
I was
time,
gonna say that.
24/7. Like
it
there's
felt
no
like a non-gay person.
It's like kind of how people can even say like, you know, roles for women, like roles for women are not, not diverse, but what's the word? Like the deep, like, you know, there's not, it's very like you maybe
Surface level.
you get to be one or two archetypes, but there are so many different layers to people, you know? So I just felt like that was kind of like, but
That's fair.
Other than that, yeah.
The deaths had some really great ideas behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Weren't executed in my most favorite of ways.
Yeah.
I think they could have been a lot cooler.
Yeah.
And there were parts that were campy and not in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
There were a few points where I was like, this had a moment to be really cool, but it's not over the top enough.
Yeah.
It was like, again, you're not in on the joke. It's like you're trying to be too serious about it, and it's just like.
But then at times it wasn't.
Yeah.
You
need to be either like way off the deep end, and you're just like, this is a fucking joke. Everything is a joke. My life is a joke. Or
That's
you
true.
need to be really good, or it can be like slightly middle ground. But this just, I felt like
it's a hard line. It's a hard balance to find.
You can have some comedy and like jokes interwoven in, but this was one that was trying to be too serious, I think, the whole time, and not necessarily really
Like
into,
campy. It just ended up being campy.
Yeah.
And then we do. I don't know. I had a thought and then it left me. But what I was also for me is just like for the most of the movie, I guess up until Zachary died, I was just like, when are people gonna when is the murder gonna happen? Like
when are people gonna die?
Yeah, like
even though we started with a murder.
Yeah, I guess essentially you're right. But it kind of was already like a lot of time had passed from that, and then it was just
it also wasn't a very exciting murder.
It wasn't, no. And I kind of at that
and
point,
then throwing confetti on it really made me lose appreciation for it. I was like,
there was no that part. There was no seriousness to it.
No.
And then like the whole like
with the.
Yeah. It just was a little bit.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, hokey.
I don't know.
Pokey.
I was expecting more Psycho-esque and something a little more like stab, brutal, and not just.
And then like these like beauty shots with like the blood.
Yeah. This isn't. Not everything has to be Vogue.
I literally thought he was about to start voguing as he was dying. Yeah. But yeah. Other than that, I mean, my 1.5 stands.
1.8.
Or my 1.8, my bad.
Okay.
And you're 2.5.
2.5, 1.8. That makes it a 2.3.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It makes it a 2.3.
Yeah.
We'll say 2.3.
2.25.
2.25 for
2019's Midnight
Kiss. Yeah.
Again, hopefully none of your Midnight Kisses turned out like this.
Nope.
Let's see. Do you set any? I don't know. Do you set any like intentions or whatever? What are those called? New Year's resolutions. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't ever.
I like to
like,
not.
Well,
if you keep your expectations low, you can never get disappointed.
Yeah.
So I set nothing for myself, and then if I do something, I go, "Yay, good for me."
Yeah.
And then if I completely fail, I go, "Well, I knew it was going to happen."
Well, what is it like? Expect the worst and plan for the best, or something like that. I don't know. But I've never been one to make a New Year's resolution.
Expect the best and plan for the worst.
That's what it is. Yeah. No, is it?
I don't know.
I
never heard it. I just always keep your expectations low and you'll never be disappointed.
Well, I've just never been a New Year's resolution person because I just never actually, I guess, felt like.
I never stick to them. I used to try and then it was like, okay, this is pointless.
I guess there was never nothing that I felt I needed to change or like was like, or a goal or something.
Or if I do, it's never about like my body, but like I'm never like, I'm going to lose weight this year.
Or like give up something or like I'm going to do that or I'm
give
going to.
Give up drinking. No, like I did say the one that I think I did make and like, I think it was probably 2018 going into 2019. I was like, I'm going to pay off like my credit cards this year.
Gotcha.
Or something. And thankfully I did because then 2020, I had to buy a car.
Yeah.
And right before COVID hit.
Yeah.
Because I was that's not an accident, but my, whole wheel came off while driving. So anyways.
Necessities.
Yeah, fun.
Once again, we are in, where are we at?
The lovely Rogue Media Network Studios. They always take great care of us.
They do.
And they edit us. And then if you want to listen to our podcast or any of the other podcasts on this network, you can do so at
RogueMediaNetwork.com.
That's right. or a slew of podcasting platforms, biggest two being
Spotify
and Apple. But wherever you do listen, don't forget to
rate, review, like, and subscribe.
That's right, because that's the only way we can get ahead in this world. And then if you want to reach out to us, let us know your thoughts on this film if you've seen it. If not, it's on Hulu. That's where I think we both watched it.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Hulu, it's also on, I think, Peacock.
Yeah.
Was what I saw.
I watched it on Hulu.
Where to watch this movie.
I always look up where to stream whatever we're watching.
Peacock was also an option. So
Awesome.
that's free. So if you want to watch this for New Year's, it's we didn't give it the highest, but you can make your own assumptions.
Yeah. And if you're listening to this after this New Year's, which you are, you can save
watch
it for next year. Yeah.
Or you can
put it on the list.
Relive New Year's night a week into the new year.
If yours didn't go that great, you can watch this and know that theirs went worse.
Yes, that's right. Or you can have a New Year's party on the first week of the new year. Say, this week was shitty. Let's restart it.
Honestly, time is a concept. So your new year can be at any time.
Middle of the year. Yep.
Do it.
And then Chinese New Year happens a little bit later. And
does it?
You can just celebrate that. Yep. Have another whole new year.
Ooh.
That's right.
That's fun.
Yep.
And they celebrate for like days, right?
Yes. It's like a week long. I mean, there's like one main day, but I think it's a day buffer on either side, but people really kind of get into the spirit.
It's a Hanukkah miracle.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Wow.
But yeah. We do.
You can let us know though on Instagram, and that is at
BooBaes Podcasts, and that is at BOOBAES because we're your BooBaes, not your BooBabes.
That's right.
Yep.
And there, like we said, there are exciting things coming for this new year. Hopefully that we have in plan. Hopefully we're getting more.
That'll be our New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
BooBaes.
I also had messaged Jeff because I'm the worst at responding to things.
Same. I mean, we both.
And I had messaged Jeff and was like, maybe my New Year's resolution will be to actually get better at responding to people.
Aww.
And then I looked through the BooBaes Instagram and I was like, oh no, now that was 2 weeks ago that I said that.
Damn.
I'm so sorry, Jeff.
Well,
I felt so bad. My concept of time is so off.
We're busy people.
Things happen and then I'm like, I think it's literally been a day, and then I'll go look at my Instagram messages and
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. And then there's like I've said before, I think I had things that were like 98 weeks ago. And I was like,
well, there's just you just don't. Hey, sorry, I was in the shower.
Yep.
But yeah.
Sorry, I overslept. I was taking a nap for 98
Literally.
Weeks.
But hey, it's hibernation.
That's right.
Thank you for listening, you guys. And until next time.
Happy New Year. And until next time, yeah.
Bye, Baes.
Bye, Baes.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.